Ash'arism or Ash'ari theology is an early theological school of Sunni Islam based on logical thought. It was founded by Imam Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari. The disciples of the school are known as Ash'arites, and the school is also referred to as the Ash'arite school. It is considered one of the orthodox theologies in Sunni Islam alongside the Maturidi. Amongst the most famous Ash'arites, Al-Bayhaqi, al-Nawawi, al-Ghazali, is al-Din ibn Abd al-Salam, al-Suyuti ibn Asakir, ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, al-Qurtubi and al-Subki. Origin: the school arose mainly as a response to the Mu'tazila school of thought and some of the beliefs. Although both schools advocated the use of rationalism in religion and held the same opinion on the Ashʿari school, some Muslims thought that Mu'tazilism gave rise to strange and against previously held opinions. For example, the Mu'tazila believed the Quran to be created, whereas Ash'arites believe that it is uncreated. On the other hand, the new movement made a big shift for Islam. This new school became a base in educating Islam as a religion, as it depended on rationalism in understanding Islam from the Quran and the Hadith. Ash'arites state that Islamic faith is based on using the mind. With the prevalence of globalization, it became noticed that Ash'arism is rejected and attacked by Salafis, who reject the concept of depending on the mind as a basic way for understanding the Quran. Beliefs: the Ash'arite view holds that interpreting the Quran and the Hadith should keep developing with the aid of older interpretations. Knowledge of God comes from studying the holy names and attributes in addition to studying the Quran and the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad. The unique nature and attributes of God cannot be understood fully by human reasoning and the senses. Although humans possess free will, they have no power to create anything in the material world as only God can. This doctrine is now known in Western philosophy as occasionalism. Knowledge of moral truths must be taught by means of revelation and is not known a priori by deduction from a priori propositions or by sheer observation of the world. It is permissible for a Muslim to believe and accept that a proposition is a moral truth based solely on the authority of a consensus of authorized religious scholars. The school holds that human reason, in and by itself, is not capable of establishing with absolute certainty any truth with respect to morality, the physical world or metaphysics. Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari. Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari was noted for his teachings on atomism, among the earliest Islamic philosophies, and for al-Ash'ari this was the basis for propagating the view that God created every moment in time and every particle of matter. He nonetheless believed in free will, elaborating the thoughts of Dara ibn Amr and Abu Hanifa into a dual agent or acquisition account of free will. While al-Ash'ari opposed the views of the Mu'tazili school for its overemphasis on reason, he was also opposed to the views of certain schools such as the Zahiri, Mujassimite and Muhaddithan schools for their overemphasis on taqlid in his Istisan al-Qar. A section of the people made capital out of their own ignorance. Discussions and rational thinking about matters of faith became a heavy burden for them, and therefore, they became inclined to blind faith and blind following. They condemned those who tried to rationalize the principles of religion as "innovators." They considered discussion about motion, rest, body, accident, color, space, atom, the leaping of atoms, and attributes of God to be an innovation and a sin. They said that had such discussions been the right thing, the Prophet and his companions would have definitely done so. They further pointed out that the Prophet, before his death, discussed and fully explained all those matters which were necessary from the religious point of view, leaving none of them to be discussed by his followers. And since he did not discuss the problems mentioned above, it was evident that to discuss them must be regarded as an innovation. change and development over time. Ash'arism became the main school of early Islamic philosophy, whereby it was originally based on the foundations laid down by Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, who founded the school in the 10th century based on the methodology taught to him by his teacher Abdullah ibn Sa'id ibn Kalab. However, the school underwent many changes throughout history, resulting in the term Ash'ari in modern usage being extremely broad. For example, Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari of al-Lama differs from the Ash'arism of the Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari of al-Abana. Ibn Furuq differs from al-Bayhaqi. For example, the Ash'arite view was that comprehension of the unique nature and characteristics of God were beyond human capability. The solution proposed by Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari to solve the problems of Tashbih and Tatl concedes that the divine being possesses in a real sense the attributes and names mentioned in the Quran. Insofar as these names and attributes have a positive reality, they are distinct from the essence, but nevertheless they do not have either existence or reality apart from it. The inspiration of al-Ash'ari in this matter was on the one hand to distinguish essence and attribute as concepts, and on the other hand to see that the duality between essence and attribute should be situated not on the quantitative but on the qualitative level, something which Mu'tazili thinking had failed to grasp. Criticism. German Orientalist Eduard Sachau blamed the theology of Ash'ari and its biggest offender, Ghazali, specifically for the decline of Islamic science starting in the 10th century, and stated that the two clerics were the only obstacle to the Muslim world becoming a nation of Galileos, Keplers and Newtons. Others, however, argue that the Ash'arites not only accepted scientific methods but even promoted them. Ziyad Sadar points out that some of the greatest Muslim scientists, such as Ibn al-Haytham and Abu Rayhan al-Biruni, who were pioneers of the scientific method, were themselves followers of the Ash'ari school of Islamic theology. Like other Ash'arites who believed that faith taqlid should apply only to Islam and not to any ancient Hellenistic authorities, Ibn al-Haytham's view that taqlid should apply only to prophets of Islam and not to any other authorities formed the basis for much of his scientific skepticism and criticism against Ptolemy and other ancient authorities in his doubts concerning Ptolemy and Book of Optics. Some authors have questioned the spiritual value of discussion methods employed by the Ash'aris and other dialectical theologians. Fakhruddin al-Razi, himself a leading figure of the Ash'ari school, said at the end of his life, "I employed all the methods which philosophy and dialectic had provided, but in the end realized that these methods neither could bring solace to the weary heart nor quench the thirst of the thirsty. The best method and the nearest one to reality was the method provided by the Quran." Prominent Ash'ari scholars, leaders and individuals: al-Baqillani, Ibn Furuq, Abu Mansur al-Baghdadi, al-Shahrastani, al-Duwayni, Abu Ishaq al-Shirazi, al-Tabarani, hadith scholar, major collector of hadith; Ibn Hibban, hadith scholar, science of hadith; al-Bayhaqi, hadith, fiqh scholar, Qadiyayyad; al-Khatib al-Baghdadi, Abu al-Walid al-Baji, al-Qushayri, al-Ghazali, Hujjat al-Islam, jurist, philosopher, theologian; Dulnun al-Masri, Ahmed al-Rifari, Abu Madyan Shuayb al-Ghar, Fakhruddin al-Razi, al-Baydawi, Saif al-Din al-Midi, Badr al-Din ibn Jama, Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, founder of Ayyubid dynasty, Sultan of Egypt and Syria; Is al-Din ibn Abd al-Salam, Ibn Asakir, al-Nawawi, hadith scholar, Shafi'i Sunni jurist, theologian, biographer; Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, Shaykh al-Islam, hadith scholar, Shafi'i Sunni scholar, tafsir scholar; Abu Bakr al-Idris, Jalaluddin Divani, Ibn Arafa, Mahmud al-Nazafi, Nizam al-Din Nishapuri, Abu Hayyan al-Gharnati, Ibn Daki Khalid, Jalal al-Din al-Mahali, Jalal al-Din al-Suyuti, theologian, Shafi'i scholar on ijtihad, hadith, Quranic exegesis, Aqidah. Zakaria al-Ansari, Taqi al-Din al-Nabani, Taqi al-Din al-Subki, Taj al-Din al-Subki, Ibn Hajar al-Haytami, Siraj al-Din al-Balkani, Jalal al-Din al-Balkani, Taftazani, Ibn al-Jazari, al-Maziri, Abu al-Kashim al-Rafi'i, Ibn Atta al-Iskandari, Shams al-Din al-Ramli, Shihab al-Din al-Ramli, Ala al-Din al-Bukhari, Shams al-Din al-Sakawi, Ahmad Zarruq, Ahmad al-Dadir, Ahmad Zainidalan, al-Bahuti, Muhammad al-Amadi al-Zawahiri, Abdullah ibn Alawi al-Haddad, Mutada al-Zabadi, Ahmed Muhammad al-Makari, Muhammad Mayara, Muhammad al-Arabi al-Dakawi, Muhammad al-Faqih al-Muqaddam, Ahmad ibn Ajiba, Muhammad Rashid Raida, Badi'uzzaman Sednasi, Hassan al-Banna, Muhammad Zahid al-Kathari, Muhammad al-Tahir ibn Ashur, Muhammad Abu Zara, Sheikh Ahmed Didat, Muhammad Metwali el-Sharaway, Mustafa Mahmud, Muhammad Saeed Tantawi, former Grand Mufti of Egypt, Muhammad Alawi al-Maliki, Muhammad Said Ramadan al-Bouti, Syrian scholar, Sheikh of the Levant, Abdullah bin Bayah Abdulkadir as-Sufi, Sheikh, founder of the Murabatun World Movement, Sheikh Yusuf al-Qaradawi, Muhammad Ali, American boxer, 3 times heavyweight champion of the world, Abdullah al-Harari, Ahmed el-Tayyib, Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Ali Ghamar, Egyptian Grand Mufti, Imam Zaid Shakir, trademark Fawzi Ustaz, AMTAS President, Muhammad Tahir al-Qadri, Maulana, Chairman of Minhaj al-Quran International, Ahmed Karima, Professor of Islamic Law and Comparative Jurisprudence at Al-Azhar University, Saad al-Din al-Hilali, Professor. Dr. Saad al-Din al-Hilali is currently Head of Comparative Jurisprudence, Faculty of Sharia and Law at Al-Azhar University. Nurettin Uzunoglu, Ali al-Qasim Elias, Ustaz, Lecturer, Consultant, Habib Ali al-Jiri, Habib Razik Shihab, Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, Sheikh Ali Jassan, Dr. Timothy J. Gianotti, Nuh Hamim Killa, Habib Umar bin Hafiz, Said Fuda,